Hey, everybody. Welcome.
You're so creepy. We should have like started without. Oh, I did it. Damn it! I took over.
Welcome to I'll Have Another. It's Fish
sorry.
and D. Why are you sorry? Stop apologizing.
I
to
do it
me.
all the time.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
I'm gonna start whipping you.
When will? Oh,
I mean, I know.
wait, I tried. Wait, when will Fish apologize? No, I just I'm trying to. I think we should have started the podcast before we started drinking, but that's fine. It's never here nor there.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not good. Okay, all right. So I apologize. How's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
Fine.
Good.
Oh man, what a day! Now you're texting Avery right now. Is it still Avery?
Yeah, it's still Avery. Avery
is your
my child, my daughter.
Daughter? Is that still weird to say?
It is super weird to say.
But we love Avery.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that. Like
well, I mean, whatever. It's 19 years of programming.
Yeah, and Avery's Barrett the dog. Barrett the dog, by the way, still Barrett
a male.
the dog.
Good.
Still Barrett the dog.
Good for Barrett.
Barrett the dog hasn't been a male for a long time. No balls.
Yeah.
He's got cancer nuts, though.
Oh.
Because he's got the bumps.
Right.
And one of his bumps fell on his nuts. Did you look at his nuts?
I'm not
Barrett, show your nuts.
Oh, no.
Barrett, show Auntie your nuts.
Don't.
Okay. But it looks like a nut.
Don't make me.
Because people will see Barrett the dog and they'll go, oh, you didn't. And I'm like, no, that's like a cyst. Thank you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Big balls.
Avery doesn't have a cyst.
Avery texted me that she's listening to Anthrax for the first time. And I was like, amazing.
Anthrax is
Good for you. It's a band.
It's a band. Okay, they sing the music.
Thrash metal. Yeah.
I don't know. They sing the rock music.
Yeah.
Is Anthrax like?
No, they're thrashy.
Okay, so like Garth Brooks on amphetamines. No.
It's fine. We'll have a lesson later.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
sure.
I'm sorry, but
School will be in session.
Again, though, I stand back.
Yeah, you apologized again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fired.
What a dick. That's what happens when we have bevies.
Yeah, for sure. So did we want to do this episode?
Yes.
Okay. So this is kind of wild.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
It's one of my favorite topics. I've been bringing it up to everybody since I've made the discovery. So I've been just whatever. I've been reading. I'm a big reader. And lately I've been getting a lot of windshield time. So I've been doing Audible instead, which is great.
Well, okay. Windshield time is the slang term for when you're driving.
Yeah.
I thought this is a new discovery I made. This episode's called the G Spot.
I just hang out in my car looking at the windshield.
This is called the G Spot. I'm excited to share that with you. Okay, I'll stop.
You're fine. So I found this book. It's called The Four Agreements.
Okay.
And it's literally the secret to happiness. 100%. If you read The Four Agreements and then you read The Good Life, which is another book it's an ongoing study, but it's 80 years of research from a Harvard study that follows people for their whole lives and follows their kids and and it's a study about happiness. It checks in with them every 2 years and whatever, which basically the end of it is like the key to happiness is spending your time with people that you like and doing things that you like.
That's the good life.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Four Agreements is a way to live your life in your own head that makes it easier, right?
Wow.
And the whole idea is that, and it's old Native American like theology essentially. And so we're living in hell right now, and the way that you can ascend out of that and create your own version of heaven is to live by these four agreements.
Do you feel like we're living in hell right now?
I feel like it. Yeah. 100%.
I mean, I'm not being religious. I'm not being Jesus. I'm saying like, do you feel like there's so much going on, like that we're living in hell?
I feel like it's been that way no matter what. I feel like existing is hard. Living is hard.
I love that.
Being happy is hard. I just had that discussion with a friend of mine's kid, who has this idea that, that people just exist as happy. And I was like, the people that that you meet, that you think are happy, they've worked at it. It's not.
Or they're faking it.
Right. One of the two.
Yeah.
Happiness doesn't come without work. 100%. I wholly believe that.
Yeah.
But the 4 agreements, which you're never going to live these perfectly either.
Okay. So, it's not like if you achieve the 4 agreements, you shall achieve like Buddha, like Zen.
Nirvana is the Buddha
Thank
thing.
you. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're so much
it's kind of like that, but at the same time, knowing that we're humans and that we have faults, you're never gonna, well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe you'll be able to live all of these impeccably, but I doubt that.
Okay.
Because we're humans and we screw up all the time.
Amen. I screwed up with you years ago. You got so mad at me, and I was like, I'll still never forget. There was one time, and I was like, D, we're going to do this, and if something accidentally happens to your air partner, and if my air partner ever dies, and ironically, my air partner would die, but if my air partner ever dies, we're going to do this, and you're like, don't plan my life.
Right.
And I was like, I'm sorry. True story, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry.
Well, I was like, you never asked if I wanted that.
I didn't care. Because you're a woman and women don't have opinions. No, I don't know why. Because I'm selfish. I think we're all instinctively selfish.
No, you're a dreamer.
I am a dreamer.
Yeah, and that's
dreaming.
okay.
I have dreams for this. So, yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah. So share this on your social media.
Okay, so the 4 agreements. The first one is be impeccable with your word. And basically all that means is be aware that everything you think, every word that you say has power. And this is where it gets really hard.
This is a great example of what you and I were, our conversation.
Right.
Where I was like, no, D, we're going to do this. And if something happens, blank here, and then you're fine. And if something, God forbid, ever happens to my air partner, Connie, I didn't care about hers. And if something happens, but boom, 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 boom. And we're like, they're our number 1s, but we're each other's numbers 2s. No, I think I'm your number 4. I don't know how that. So I hate this. She's a friend named Lance. Hashtag hate Lance.
I love that dynamic between you two. It's my favorite.
I love Lance is one of the nice. Anyway, okay. So
basically, the whole thing. When you think about all the existing things on the planet, humans are the only ones that have language. Right. And the power of language. Right.
Is that narcissistic? I don't mean to interrupt.
No, it's true. We're the only ones that talk out loud.
Oh, okay. To us.
You're right.
Because dogs and dolphins and.
Right.
Okay.
But even that, a lot of times the dogs are talking to us and not to each other.
Because we're so much better.
Because we're dumb.
Yeah.
They're trying to help us. Be impeccable with your word just means be very careful about what you say because it has power. And so the whole thing with the book is and when you're a little kid, if someone says something to you, someone says that you're dumb, right?
Or you're fat.
And then you believe that, then you become that.
That's sad.
Because that's an agreement you made with yourself. Somebody said it to you. You take it as a truth, and then it becomes a truth.
Were you bullied as a kid?
100%.
Yep. Isn't that weird that we do what we do? Because I was.
Yeah.
Fat, fishy. I swear to God, this is true, but it might have been Fisher. But fat, fishy.
Yeah.
Wallpaper and paint, which was the jingle. A jingle is like a song that a business uses in Lansing, Michigan, for a business.
Yeah.
And they used to say that to me at the bus stop.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, I totally remember that.
Totally. And you'll never forget it. And that imprinted on you and that stayed in your brain. I had
small penis.
Right. And they didn't bring that up.
No, well, thank God, no. There was a kid named Donald who had smaller penis.
Right.
I'm not even joking, but too much. See, this is the problem with the bevies. Okay, go on.
But and it also involves how you talk to yourself. And so these agreements that you make with yourself. So if you're told something by somebody else, then that becomes a poison in you. And if you believe that. And
this is rule number 1, which is, again,
be impeccable with your word. So right.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is. And it's, I will say it's almost impossible to nail 100% of the time, but it's a good thing to keep in mind when you start thinking negatively. I'm a loser. I'm not good enough. That's an agreement. When you say that in your head, you're making an agreement with yourself that that's what you are.
So the 4 agreements, it's called again, the 4 agreements.
Yeah.
The 4 agreements that you're making with yourself, or the 4 agreements themselves, if you say it in your own head, it's just as bad and or worse than
saying it out loud.
So like, you're a fat ass, you're a loser, you don't know how to have a relationship, you blah, blah, blah.
And then the other thing, like if you go like psychologically, when you're in your brain, when you have a thought in your brain can't distinguish what's real and what's not.
Okay.
So it just takes it as reality. And that's how anxiety eats you up alive, because you're like, oh my God, I'm going to be late for work tomorrow. Your brain doesn't think I'm going to be late for work. It thinks I am late for work. And that's why it speeds up so fast and anxiety ramps in your brain.
Have you ever woken up from, okay, so you and I both work early mornings.
Yeah.
Do you take naps at all? You're kind of a beast.
I have occasionally, but not lately.
Yeah, because you have a horse and all that. Yeah. So I woke up, I wake up at 3. And this is no bullshit. I really wake up at 3.
Yeah.
And I wake up at 3, and right now I'm kind of doing all the things. So I focus, start preparing news stories and clips for the show and whatever at 3. So I woke up the other day at 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And my back hurts from it still. Like I was like, oh shit, I slept in. I'm like, oh my God, my boss is going to kill me and Randy's going to be pissed. Blah, 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 blah. Like, does that ever happen to you?
Oh yeah. 100%.
Oh, thank God.
It's the worst.
Oh.
It's the worst. I hate that feeling.
Oh, it's the worst.
Then it takes a while to even come down from that anxiety spike.
Oh yeah.
It takes a while.
I had to go on a walk. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, that's good. That's a great solution.
Oh, my former sister-in-law said one of the best things you can do for yourself. She's from Texas, and she didn't die. I just divorced the family, so she's former. Is that like death?
I guess it depends on if you keep contact with him or if you pretend.
She calls me a lot and sends photos, but that's
good.
Yeah, okay. Just of her. But anyway, she said, Fish, I'm sorry you're having so much of a hard time. I heard you're having a hard time with your friend dying. That was my old friend, Connie.
Yeah.
You need to go on a walk.
Yep.
When I go through stress, I go through a walk.
Yeah.
It game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Game changer.
Being around nature and be on a walk. Don't be on your phone on a walk. Don't be.
Or unless you're podcast.
Right.
Like me. Right. I mean, I hate to plug it, but unless you're whatever.
Sure. But I even going analog. I'm going out there and I'm listening to the birds and the
gross
and the language of the trees and all that stuff. It's good.
Ew.
It's good.
No, I don't understand. Yeah. Okay, so anyway.
The first one, be impeccable with your word. So just be careful what you say.
All right.
Be careful what you think, because that's going to make it happen. Right?
So this is about I'm going to fail. I'm not doing good. Change that to, you know what? Times are tough, but I got this.
Right.
My show's going to be great.
Change it to I'm going to be successful. I am successful. Just don't
isn't that the secret?
It's kind of like that, yeah.
Okay.
But this has been around longer than the goddamn secret.
Yeah, screw your secret.
Goddamn Oprah. The next one.
Did Oprah write The Secret?
No, but she promoted it big time.
You know that if you tell me something, I'll believe it. I'm half dumb. I know you're smarter than I. You're more red. Is red? Is that right?
Yeah.
I like you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I like you because you're more red. I feel that you have. I was looking for my. I was stalling. I was looking. I
don't really like women with brains.
Yeah. I was looking for my deliverance. I thought I had deliverance music, but all I have is this. That's all I have.
That's very Catholic vibes.
That's very, that's too much.
The next thing is do not take anything personally. And this is one. Yeah.
Shoot.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's the key to everything. If you realize that when people say crappy things about you, it's because that they're hurting and they're feeling that way about themselves.
Whatever.
Then you don't take it personal anymore. You're like, well, that's kind of a them problem and not a me problem.
Okay.
Right? So not taking things personally when people say them to you or do things and realizing that that's them and not you, it frees up a huge thing. It really does. It lifts a huge weight off of you.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I was dating. I went on. I remember I had an ex many, many years ago. This was before I was married. This was before I was dating this girl. Her name was Carrie. And Carrie and I went out on a date, and I like to theme things sometimes, like make them feel pretty.
Really?
What are you talking about? I'll have another. Defish. What? Oh, wait, hold on. What's that? You hear that?
What is that?
Our pizza's ready.
Oh.
Okay, wait, should we finish it in a minute, or should we?
Well, finish your story.
Okay. Alexa, stop. Okay, so anyway, I like to theme things, and we did this thing called, I did the theme. I took her class and trash. I had just broken up with a girl that liked me because I took her to fancy restaurants.
Okay.
I was like, hey, can we go to Applebee's? And she was like, no. I swear to God, her name was Sherry. She was like, no. She's like, I'll split bills with you, Fish, but I'm not, no. And I'm like, I can't afford this. Like,
yeah.
But whatever. So with Carrie, I did class and trash just to test her out and see what she was. Took her to a really nice dinner.
Yeah.
And then we went to a dive bar.
Okay.
And
I like both those things.
It was fun. We were at the dive bar. I love dive. Dive bar is my jam. We go to a dive bar. And at the dive bar, an old listener of my old show, it was called Connie and Fish, because I've always been an Fish. Like now, D and Fish. I just made that. I imprinted that. So I've always been Ann Fish. And she comes up to me and she was like, she was hammered, the woman. Say, Fish, I got to tell you something about your show. And I'm like, sure. And I just told the girl I was on the date with, like, hey, sometimes listeners come up. If it's weird, I'm sorry. I apologize, whatever. And she said, I got to tell you something. I just been listening to your show. And, man, I'm like, okay, it's going to be cool. She's going to compliment me. You suck.
Oh, no.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, no, seriously, like, you used to be really funny, and I used to like Connie, but you guys are terrible. I just don't like it anymore. And I was like, well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because that's what you and I have to do in this situation with the radio thing. Radio, by the way, is for people that understand, is what people used to do, right? But like, I'm like, she's like, you're terrible. I hate you. She wasn't like, she was rude, but not rude.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm so sorry. And I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm not funny anymore. And thank you for giving me a chance, though. And I wish you the best luck. On my mother's grave, true story. And she says, okay, bye. And she walks away. And the girl I was on the first date with says, what a C-bomb.
Right.
She says, what a C-bomb. And I looked at her and I went, would you like to go out again?
Right. Yeah.
Because people's words hurt, D.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but if you don't take them personally, they don't anymore.
Oh, yeah, you're not going to take that personally? Totally. Come on.
It's crazy. I have a weird thing that happens to me too. And like when somebody approaches me and said that they listen, I automatically assume that they're not going to like me.
Because you do radio as well.
The feedback is negative.
Yeah.
100%.
Is that low self-esteem or is that you preparing?
It's right. It's the hope for the best, expect the worst kind of thing.
But you're like my old air partner though, Connie. Like hey, Barrett the dog. People worship you. Like they love you. Well, whatever. I know you, whatever, low self-esteem, but people love you because you're a good human.
Whatever.
I'm a questionable
there's
human.
enough haters out there. It doesn't matter. I don't.
Is there really haters for you? Like,
sure.
Because I wouldn't like.
Usually
leave me
it's
alone with
people
their
that
wives.
I've like owned in arguments.
Oh yeah.
And then it's one demo. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, my thing with that is people be like, you know what? I used to like hate your voice and hate how you laugh, but I've really warmed up to you. So it's like this weird like left-handed compliment. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, okay.
It's like you're really fat, but you rock that bikini.
Right. And then it's like, or people will be like, whatever, you name it. And then, and you just got to realize like, you're not for everybody, right? I'm not for everybody. Every person out there isn't for everybody.
Sure.
It's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Is
it though?
Oh yeah. 100%. Like,
you want to be for everybody.
If you focus on pleasing everybody, you're never going to be happy with where you're at.
So wait, we've done number 1 and number 2, and I know we're going to take a pizza break.
Yeah.
Which typically it would be a beverage break, but too much. Okay, so number 1 is?
Be impeccable with your word.
Number 2?
Is don't take anything personally.
Can you really do that though? If somebody calls you a fat ass, can you shut that off in your brain?
It takes practice.
You and I struggle Oh, you have a lot of fat asses. Have you had a lot of those come at you?
No, but it just takes practice to not take things personally.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, it is hard.
All right.
But the more you do it, the easier it gets. It's like with anything. And like once you start realizing the power of doing these things, it's what makes you happy. It's wild. It's crazy.
Okay. Cartman or Godfather?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just pick one.
Godfather. I've never seen it. I know. I can't.
I think I just broke the computer. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay. So why? Is it sexist to you?
No, I was like 2 years old when it came out.
Oh, you were born in 70?
I don't even know when did it come out?
In 72. It's
okay,
one of
no,
the
I was
greatest movies
negative.
of all time.
I was
Like,
-9.
You son of a bee. All right. You said Godfather?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Take us to we don't have sponsors. This is free. So take us to break. Go ahead.
I'll have another.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah. That's pizza that you smell on our breath. That's why we're fat.
No, this is called I'll Have Another.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Also why we're
If you're
fat.
going to run this.
Welcome back to I'll Have Another. Hopefully there was a commercial in between there.
There wasn't. There was just the Godfather.
I'm poor. Help me.
Please donate to our GoFundMe. Actually, no, we need someone to start a GoFundMe for I'll Have Another.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we need them to send it to our personal email addresses, not our work addresses.
No, never our work address. No.
Yeah, that would be wonderful, by the way, if you want to do that. I'm not asking, but I'm hinting.
God bless you. Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
It was right there. I had to do it.
All right, so we're covering the 4 agreements on this podcast, which is perfect to do 4 drinks in.
Yeah. Are we pouring?
Yeah.
Shoot.
It's okay. Well, how stiff are you pouring them bad boys?
Do you like it stiff?
Well, whatever.
My girl that likes girls, do you like it stiff?
Yeah, well, you need Viagra.
I know I do. Thanks for giving it to me.
All right, so the first 2 that we covered, which the 4 Agreements is a book that you can find anywhere. It's just called the 4 Agreements. So the first 2 are be impeccable with your word. Do not take anything personally. We can already cover those 2. Which, by the way, this book is also on Aaron Rodgers. His
That's
list.
who you love him.
I hate that dude. I shouldn't say that because I'm not being impeccable with my word. But it's on his list of books that he recommends.
Really?
Yeah.
So, okay. So number 1 is.
Be impeccable with your word.
Okay. So
just means-
impeccably, you said I hate this too.
I know, and that's not being impeccable. I do not.
So what
hate
is being
Aaron
impeccable like? Is like
So they
positive?
They break down the word impeccable in the book.
Okay.
So it basically means without flaw, without sin. Is
All right.
the literal translation is without sin.
Okay.
Without flaw. So yeah, just say exactly what you mean. And I do not hate Aaron Rodgers as much as he is a drama queen and a douchebag, and I definitely mean that. I do not hate the man. I love him.
I love my little naughty Pat. You're naughty.
Yeah.
I'm the
Yeah.
you. Like this
I'm
is typically
so-
what you do.
So glad we broke up with him. Anyway,
Is it funny the way it's kind of worked out with him? Almost
Well,
hilarious.
I broke up with Aaron Rodgers about 3 years before everybody else in Wisconsin did.
God, you're so much like my old friend Connie.
And I was
She divorced the Detroit Lions live on the air. Like
yes.
yes.
I did too. I
Yeah.
was like, I am not covering this drama. I am over it. Oh yeah.
He is drama, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's big drama. All right. So the 3rd agreement is do not make assumptions, and this one is really, 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 really hard.
Okay.
Because you make assumptions all the time on what other people are thinking,
Like you and I are
what
full of ourselves.
other people are feeling, what other people's motives are. You make assumptions every day. It's in our nature to make assumptions.
Okay, so if I were to, let's say, hypothetically be a smartass, but still making an assumption what people are thinking, that you and I are maybe full of themselves because we're doing a podcast, what we're thinking is that we're going to be millionaires, but
Right.
we're not.
Yeah.
Like we're doing this to see where it goes.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. And to just hang out.
Oh yeah, it's a great excuse. Yeah, it is. I think that for me, it's just hang out. For you, I think it's free booze.
And pizza.
And pizza, because it's at my house.
See? And there, you just made an assumption about why I'm here.
But it's really because you're in love with me and you're really straight.
Also making an assumption.
Sorry, girlfriend. She mine.
But it's really hard. It's really hard. And it's like, especially when you're talking about how other people are in your life and what their motivations are. To not make assumptions about why other people are acting the way they are is really, really hard. Right?
That's pretty deep. But yeah, I mean, I'm not all joking aside. Yeah.
It's super hard.
Like, why did he or she say that?
Right. Totally.
Yeah. No, I get it.
They're probably doing that because. Like that, you know, right?
But then I'm judging you. I'm like, oh, they judged me for saying that because they're this way. But we don't know
100%
what happened.
Yeah.
Damn.
You make assumptions all the time.
Okay.
Right? So, and even if you just don't take anything personally and don't make assumptions, like right there, that settles your self-esteem issues, right? Because you're not wondering why people are saying the things they are or why they are the way they are.
Okay.
You're not assuming you know where they're coming from. Like that takes a lot of it away.
That's
because
true.
Inherently, as people, you know, there's a lot of talk online about narcissism and this and that, but inherently, everyone to a certain degree is narcissistic.
I was going to say, isn't that the hook nowadays where people are just instinctively narcissistic?
Right. But like to a certain degree, everybody is. Right. It's just the way we're wired.
Well, yeah. I mean,
beings.
Is narcissism the same thing as confidence?
No.
Okay.
And being a narcissist and a practicing narcissist and manipulating people is a whole nother thing than being like, what did I do for them to say that? Right.
So like,
which is something that I think a lot of people with low self-esteem do.
I love doing this type of thing. I think I'm pretty good at this type of thing. That doesn't make me a narcissist.
Confidence.
That's confidence.
Yeah.
So when do I become a narcissist with that statement?
When everybody else's behavior revolves around what you want them to do.
Oh, when I listen to other podcasts or whatever, and I'm like, oh, no, you should be doing this.
Like when you're dating somebody and they aren't doing what you want them to do, so you manipulate them to do what you want them to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When you're using narcissism to control other people.
So like I'm dating you, and I'm like, why do you keep hooking up with other women?
And I'm like, we're not dating.
And I'm like, I think we're dating, and you need to accept my penis. Penis.
Like, I think you made the assumption we're dating. Yeah.
That the assumption we're dating is narcissism at that point.
No, I don't know what that is.
That's just because you're hitting on me. Okay, so
like assuming we're dating and then locking me in your house and making me do what you want.
Don't worry about how you're getting out of here. Yeah, like
let me out.
I lock you in with booze. There are 6 patrol cars waiting outside to breathalyze you.
100%.
Just blow into this.
Oh, that's how it always starts.
In here or out there.
Right?
Okay,
right.
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
So number 1, number 2, number 3.
And then number 4 is always do your best.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But do we always though?
Right. Well, right.
I want to do my best for my health, but I don't. I don't call the doctor when I should call the doctor. I don't work out. I don't work out 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, or whatever the hell it is this week. You know, my obesity level, like I got a buddy who's obsessive.
Yeah.
And he's straight up Wisconsin. We're in Wisconsin. Bless you. Or sneeze you. We're straight up Wisconsin. And he is like, oh God, he's all in. Like when he does what he does, he's all in.
Yeah.
And he got all into fasting. What is
intermittent fasting.
21-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did 21-3. And then he got all into one of these workout gyms 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
And he looks amazing, but he's all in. I'm not an all in guy.
Yeah.
I'm like a halfy. I'm like half in.
Well, I think that has to do too, managing your expectations and stuff, right? Setting attainable goals.
He used to be bigger than me and he's smaller than me now. And I'm jealous. And I literally was talking to him today and I'm like, dude, are you wearing this honest to God on my mother's grave, this straight up conversation. I'm like, are you a large, extra large now? And he's like, oh God, I gotta be honest with you, bro. When I work out, I'm an extra large, but right now I'm wearing a large.
Yeah.
And I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Yeah. Like that's the thing.
Yeah. That's hard. The fact that you know that you're feeling jealous about that's okay. That's good. You
That's
can acknowledge
acceptable.
this. Right. Well, yeah, it's a natural
As long as I'm not I lie to him.
Well, yeah.
Lying is number one, right?
Well, be impeccable with your word. Yeah.
No, that was lying though. Like I didn't say, and being impeccable. Okay, wait. What are your 4 again? I hate to keep putting you on.
Okay,
this.
be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best.
Always do my best. Okay, so I'm listening to him, and he's talking about what he did, and I'm being serious. Like, if I was going to be impeccable with my word, and he wouldn't care. He's my best friend. He's I mean, of course, other than you, but you have 7 best friends, so I'm getting more.
We're not getting into this.
No, I'm getting more best friends because of a guy named Fritz, and it's a whole thing. And then I meet this guy, and he's like the nicest human I've ever met, and I'm like, screw you. And then the other one's this guy named Lance, who is like, grabs my butt and says I'm pretty. It was, and is the nicest human again. But I didn't say to him, I hate you right now for doing this, which he would love. Right. But I hate you right now. I lied to him, and I was like, good for you.
Yeah.
And,
but also, always doing your best can vary from day to day. Sometimes doing your best is just like waking up and taking a shower and going to work.
I shower.
Yeah, good for you.
Well,
you know what?
I love it. Why we're bad? Why I'm your number 117th best friend. It is because you're like, way to go, Fish. You showered. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. No, but it's true. Like your best is going to vary day to day. What you feel like you can accomplish that day. What is the best that you can do on any given day?
Okay, so
right?
And this is a book, a Bible.
Yep, it's a book
by some guy or some girl, probably by a man trying to control women, and he's clearly doing that. He's controlling D right now.
Originally published in 1997 by Amber Allen Publishing in San Rafael, California.
Amber Allen, clearly a man named Amber.
Let's see.
Nope, she's looking.
It's a series of Toltec wisdom. The author is Don Miguel Ruiz.
It's a Spanish man.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Don Miguel.
I don't. No.
Yes. Yes, you as a woman, you should do this.
It's a fantastic, dude. It's
a read. I love that you did this because I think that your way of breaking things down. I remember when you and I talked about this, and you were like talking to me about it because you think I needed it in my life. It's zero to do with this podcast. And you're like, Fish, you should do this or you do that, and they expect people. And like, what was the number 4 again? Have faith in people. See it like.
You don't even know. None of it's sticking.
Number 1 is if you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie, wipe the seedy. Number 2 is
you write the fish agreement.
If you fart in public,
blame it on the dog.
Blame it on the dog or the person to your left, never to your right, because wind typically blows to your right.
Does it? Is that a fact? That wind blows to your right? When did that become a thing? Are you a meteorologist?
Yes. I went to meteorological school.
No, you didn't.
Wind does typically blow to your right. That's actually a scientific fact.
That's crazy because...
By doctors.
Right. Yeah.
No, seriously, I'm looking at I'll send it to you. I just emailed it to you. Okay. And then number 3 was be kind to others.
These are your
rewind. No, this
is kind. Rewind.
These are your things from the list. And then number 4 was don't expect good stuff from people.
You're very terrible at this.
I know I'm very good at this. I'm like looking at my little special machine. You
are the special machine right now.
Hey, what's this?
Oh, it's a turtle humping a shoe.
I hate that you know that right away.
Why wouldn't I know that?
I know, I'm sorry. Okay. Now, look, I know you got to get going soon, and I know this is about our time limit for what you gave me in the allotted time.
I know.
I boozed you up. I said, can we please podcast? You're smarter than I. But you did, again, the book, the novel, the stuff is what?
The 4 Agreements. You can find it anywhere. It really does help you a lot.
How is it? Let me ask you this, and I know this is kind of your thing, but how has it changed your life and or helped your life?
So it really makes you aware of what you're saying.
So you utilize these 4 agreements?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay,
all the time. And like you're still like I said, we're still humans. You're gonna fault at it, right? Mm-hmm. And so the the thing I struggle with is when I'm reflecting on stuff and people have treated me poorly, and like you kind of like you reflect on that and you say bad things, and I'm always like, okay, so my thing is then I stop and I was like, but we're done with that and now we're gonna go forward.
You did that with me.
Know?
I'm not joking. I'm being serious. Like I really years ago, I think I referenced this earlier, but like, or last, I can't remember when, but I was like, we're going to do this, and one day we'll do this, and one day we'll do this. And you're like, I'm like, if my partner ever dies and your partner ever dies, we're going to do this. And at the time, my partner was alive, my air partner who would then pass. And then that's always awkward.
Yeah.
When you're the person whose air partner is alive.
Right.
And I'm like, so mine's dead.
Right. And so now I guess we end up in Dateline.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm like, so what are we gonna do for yours? But that all being said, when you plan all that stuff, and then I laid it all out for you, and you finally looked at me, and I could feel like you looked like you were taking a dump. Like I can see your face. You were like, I've been holding this in for so long. Right. I have to let it go. Fish, quit trying to plan my life. I might want to do this. I might want to do, and this was before your current situation.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Was this before your significant other? I think it was. I think it was in between.
Yeah.
Or something like that. There was so much time in between.
I know. Yeah.
But like, I think that you know, so how do you grasp that in your daily life?
Well, yeah,
in closing.
Right. The being impeccable with your word is really hard all the time. But then I remember always do your best. And it's like, okay, so at this moment in time, I'm doing my best. And whatever, you're gonna F up, and that's okay, because that's the nature of humans. But it's just, I think that the ones that really, really help me is the don't make assumptions and don't take things personally. Because I read into people a lot. And I try, because it's a desire to understand.
Plus, you're really good at reading people.
Thanks.
No, I'm not kissing your ass. I'm being serious. Like which sucks.
Curse.
I was gonna say that's not good.
No, it's a curse.
That's a curse. Like, because you're constantly gonna be reading people.
Right. And then I'm trying to figure out like why did you do that? Where are you coming from? And all of that. If I'm not asking you, I'm making an assumption about it. Right. And that gets dangerous, dude. And that's when you start. You start thinking that you know other people's motives, and you just made it all up in your head. It's all in your head. So it's kind of wild. Yeah, but just always do your best. So whatever that at that point in time.
Oh, did you knock out your mic?
Hello.
Uh-oh. Did you? Did it break? No way. No, you just got to move closer to it, hon. Did I mean?
Don't you fucking mansplain microphones to me. I will beat you with this.
Now, you got to understand something here. As a woman, you would not understand. If you talk away from the mic. But
beat you.
I like it. So listen, don't assume this. Don't assume that we don't want you to spread the word on this and put it out everywhere you can. Because it could be fun to see where this goes, this podcast.
Yeah.
And let me not mansplain to you, but to share it on your social media, go to...
How do I do social media?
Yeah, I know. As a woman, all I know is how to make drinks.
Yeah. And sandwiches.
But Daddy makes the good drinks. Mommy makes the
We're not
after
Daddy
dinner
and
drinks.
Mommy. We're not Daddy and Mommy.
I don't want to be your mommy again. You're always Daddy. All right. Honestly, we're gonna go have another, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I didn't mean to wrap it up. You want to wrap it up? Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Go ahead. I'll have another.